Hello, this is IMayDestroyYou, episode 7. It's Happy Animals. It's the title. Yeah, I tried. Anywho, we open up the episode with Arabella, Terry, and Kwame. They're like a flea market situation. It's Terry's birthday. They're just shopping around for some shit for the party that night. And Arabella, I gotta say, the hair, yes, I'm feeling the hair. So we're at the grocery store and Terry looks like she sees Simon. Y'all know the one who left Arabella that night at the bar. She goes and see if it's really him. Now, meanwhile, we see Kwame. He's kind of tired of the whole, sexting, what you're wearing, bend it over, let me see the hole, all that type of stuff. I think he's over it because of the whole situation that happened to him. Now, Arabella, she's on her phone and it's more so just social media and it's like supporters and fans asking for retweets. We get back to Terry and she sees that wasn't Simon that she thought she saw. But I'm wondering, why does she have this reaction to seeing Simon? So then the checkout line and Arabella goes to pay with her debit card and unfortunately it declines. It kind of reminds me of this scene with Issa on the past season of Insecure. But yeah, $71. Damn. $71 and your card declined. Anywho, the clerk asked for a selfie in between this. And Arabella's nice, she obliges. And then the clerk is like, well, you're gonna have to move all this and put it back where you found it. Yeah, pretty embarrassing. I'm thinking they didn't get the food. Like, did Terry and Kwame not put in anything? So next we see Arabella. She's reading a new excerpt that she wrote regarding her past sexual assault to her editors, I believe. Was it publishers or editors? Probably editors. Yeah, editors. And it's really good. I mean, it's dark, it's powerful, and thought-provoking. And they love it, but they're like, we love this, but what about the excerpt that we actually paid you to write? It's in your contract. And Arabella's like, where's the money? I'm poor right now. Now, she doesn't say that, but she's just like, where's the money? And they say, well, it's at the publishing house. So she gets the idea to go talk to Susie, the black woman that's the head of the publishing house. Now, on her way to see Susie, she's on Twitter. She sees that the girl she took the selfie with at the grocery store put her business on blast. Took a selfie and was like, oh, her card declined. That little bitch. I probably would have went back to that store. Yep, I probably would have. I'm petty. So she meets with Susie to discuss payment. Susie is so nice, well, we think she's nice. And she's telling, Arabella's telling Susie, yeah, I followed your advice. I think I'm going to write about the assault. Everything's fine and dandy until Arabella asks, well, can I get paid? You guys gave me some money before, but, can I get some more? And she said, you didn't get paid. We didn't give you the quarter amount, in the beginning. She's like, well, that was a year ago. And, yeah, can I have some money? And then Susie's like, well, there's this thing called like a contract and you signed it. So yeah, let's think about contracts. Immediately, we see her going back down the elevator. I'm not sure if Susie was just being really patronizing or she was just being British. You're thinking like, oh, okay, Susie, this black woman, she definitely understand like, starving artists. But yeah, capitalism don't work that way. So as Arabella goes her merry way out the office, we see that she's with Theo in this next scene. And Theo got her a job at this vegan delivery service called Happy Animals. I love how they are moving the story along. I love it. Now Theo offers Arabella some money for the party. She's like, oh no, don't worry about it. Take it, pay me back whenever. So the owner wants to talk to Arabella privately and he's telling her about the company and how he started. And he's asking her, why don't you be an influencer, for us? And I'll pay you double and cash up front. And she obliges. I mean, that doesn't sound bad. And because she has this Twitter following now, I can see them asking her to do it. So then first they ask her to take a photo. And then after they ask, oh, can you do a 10-second clip? Then it turns to her doing scripts and reading some more. Now, I was wondering in this scene, like, why is Theo looking at her like that? You know, all strange. And then I didn't even notice this on the first watch. But on the second watch, I saw that on Theo's computer, it says data on race and conspicuous consumption. So yeah, this basically like tells me off the bat that they're using Arabella. And after that scene, they're asking her to do like more live streams and shit. So the next scene, we see Simon and Terry meet up. And Terry is just, you know, informing Simon how Arabella's been lately after the sexual assault. And she asks him, did I see you earlier today at the grocery store? He's like, no. But she takes this time out to tell him, well, you know Arabella is throwing a party for me later tonight. And I just want to make sure that you're not there. And I'm guessing it's for Arabella's sake, you know, for self-care. And, you know, he left her at the bar. But the shocking revelation is Simon says that Terry gave him the approval to leave Arabella at the bar. I'm just like, oh my God, not Terry. Not Terry. Oh, now Terry says, wait a minute, you put me in a hard situation. Like, I didn't know the whole scope of the situation in order to like assess what was going on. Simon says, well, verbatim, I have your text message saying, leave her. This is what she does. And, man, it's not looking good, Terry. And that particular line, like in her text message, that's kind of like a callback to the Italy episode where, you know, she just, you know, left Arabella and she was fine. And then we also find out that Terry talked to Simon to lie to Arabella about leaving her that night. So it's all pieced together. I think I need to watch episode 2 again, because that's why everything was so shifty. Terry is my girl. I cannot believe this. I really can't. And this is why for the past few episodes, Terry has been very like hands-on with Arabella, and just hands-on more than normal, because it seems like it's guilt that she's working through to helping Arabella. And I'm just like, well, can we really blame Terry? And let me know in the comments what you think about that, because to be fair, Terry didn't know that was going to happen to her. So I'm trying to be objective, but let me know in the comments what you think. Like, should we be mad at Terry? And is it Terry's fault? So Terry says she's there for Arabella right now when nobody is. Like, I'm helping her. I'm doing this with her. I'm doing that with her. And Simon's just like, okay, well, you continue doing that. So we're at the next scene later that evening at Terry's birthday celebration. I'm guessing it's going on at both of their cribs. We see some of their friends arrive, and one of them, I think his name is Jamal. Yes, just yes. And it looks like he has the eyes for Kwame. And unfortunately, Kwame is paying him dust right now because, of course, the situation that happened to him is still fucking with his head. Now, even Terry and Arabella notices, like, that's your type, Kwame. But yeah, he just brushes it off. Now, while talking about his type, Kwame goes into a story to Terry about his first experience losing his virginity. He's saying 2 guys in a car pull up, one Egyptian and one Greek, and he got in the car, and that was his first sexual experience. There was no talking, and that's all he knew about them. And as he's explaining to her, you're just like, damn, that's kind of dark. And yeah, let me just tell y'all a little bit of my business. So I definitely can see that happening because, yes, I was in high school. I want to say I was 16, 17, and I was at the bus stop. I definitely remember this. This guy rolls up in the car, you know, at the stoplight, and he's just like, oh, hey, come here. You want to come in? Like, come in the car? I was like, no. Nigga, no. And he's just like, you sure? You sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then he drives off. I always will remember that. And I don't know, just hearing that scene, it triggered me. But anyway, that's enough about my business. So the party is lit right now, and it is crazy that Terry reminds me so much of my friend Darlene. Hey Darlene, she's actually like an actress too, like Terry, so maybe that's why I love Terry so much. But yeah, just her essence reminds me of one of my good friends. So after Terry gets her cake and the whole happy birthday, she makes a little speech. And in the comments, please let me know what O'Kench mean, or any of my British followers, please let me know. I want to know what that means. So later in her speech, she dedicates it to Arabella. She was just like, I love you. Like, your birth is my birth. I love you more than I love myself. That was so nice to see. And I really don't think it's just out of guilt to her, but I think she really does love her friend. So that's why I'm trying to give Terry the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully she'll be in a place to tell Arabella what really happened. Aw, my birthday's coming up. 3 days to be exact. So later on, we see in the kitchen that Arabella's talking about her job at the vegan happy animals place to everyone's dismay. Everyone's just giving her side eyes about it. So the gentleman with the monkey in the jungle shirt, he's telling her the problems about, vegans, and he's going into like a whole hotep tirade, but he spins some facts. Like, that was just the immediate vibe that I got. I was just like, uh-oh, here we go. Here's a hotep. I mean, what Arabella's doing, she needs the money, and I get it. Times are hard, do what you gotta do. So after that discussion, Terry's like, I'm tired of white people. Girl, aren't we all? Like, honestly, I said that phrase 2 days ago. 2 days ago. And only to see when she says that, Theo's at the door saying, yeah, I am too. And everyone's just like, oh. And it looks like Arabella invited her. And she did help Arabella pay for the party, so why not invite her? Terry is not pleased that Theo is there. So I think I'm going to call the Egyptian, Ecuadorian, Jamal, he's going to be Egyptian Bey for the rest of this episode. So Egyptian Bey, he's running game at Kwame, and Kwame is still paying him dust. I'm like, Kwame is just like a handsome gentleman. He deserves fine-ass Egyptian Bey. Really sucks. Also, like, going forward, this episode gave me anxiety watching, because I was just like, okay, what's about to happen? Is like a blow about to happen? Somebody about to get exposed? Is Simon going to show up? Now, Arabella notices that Terry is very bothered by Theo being there, and she asks, well, do you want me to ask her to leave? She's like, do you trust her? Arabella's like, yeah, why wouldn't I? She's like, well, do you remember what happened in high school? How she framed the black guy? And Arabella's like, oh, that happened so long ago. Terry brings a good point. Like, did y'all discuss that at all? Does she know it was you that, told on her? And Terry's wondering, like, okay, well, why is she being so nice all of a sudden? Like, what is she hiding? And now, I love you, Terry, but the irony right now is glaring. And Terry just wants her to be careful. So next we see Kwame in Arabella's room. He's by himself, and he gets a little flashback of his own situation that happened to him, which brings him to call the guy that he went on a date with in episode 4. So he calls him, and the guy's actually glad to hear from him. He apologizes off the gate for disappearing during the whole threesome shit. And also he lets him know that he met someone and thanks him for the inspiration of not giving a fuck what people think. And Kwame is just saddened by this news, like really let down. It looks like he just hung up on him after that. So then we see Egyptian Bey asking Arabella where's her bathroom, and she gives him directions to her bedroom where Kwame is. And once he goes into the bedroom and sees Kwame, the door shuts behind him because Arabella locked them both in. Now, as much as I would love for one of my homegirls to do that for me in a situation, yes, if it was me and Egyptian Bey in that room, we would have tore that room up. But knowing Kwame's situation and how he was locked in a room and the door he can't get out, I can only imagine how he is triggered right now. And it's not Arabella's fault. She's trying to be a good friend, and I think she is, but she doesn't know. And I'm hoping that Kwame eventually tells her. So yeah, awkwardness is about to happen. In the next scene, we see everyone chilling in the living room, and Arabella is again defending her job at the Happy Animals delivery service. Now, Pastor Salmon, or the guy with the Monkey in the Jungle shirt, he's giving her a whole lesson on vegans and white people, oppression. Now, first watch, I gotta admit that I was like, okay, this nigga a hotep. He about to say some crazy shit. I'm not about to listen. Second viewing, I was like, okay, he's making some good points, especially since I saw Theo's computer in the beginning of the episode. I was like, yeah, he's kind of right about all this. So I'm more accepting of his message the second time around watching this. And Theo looks so uncomfortable. She's just quiet, eating her chicken while all this is going on. And I can only imagine, like, you being the only white person in the room while we're talking about oppression and white people bullshit. So he actually lets Arabella know that you're being exploited by these people. And he made some really good points. And it looks like she's not really receiving it too much. So we're back with Kwame and Egyptian Bay. And Kwame looks like he's about to have an anxiety attack. And poor Egyptian Bay, he's being so polite and he doesn't know what's going on with Kwame. Next, we have a one-on-one with Theo and Arabella. So Theo tells her the truth about Happy Animals and was like, well, just to let you know, with your referral fee, I mean, I do get a referral bringing you in, but I get better referral money if it's a person of color. And basically the hotep guy clocked the entire situation. And Theo feels very apologetic about it. She's like, yeah, I should have told you about it, but I really needed the money. So now Arabella takes the time out to tell Theo that, well, back in high school, I was the one that ratted you out for making that accusation about that guy. And surprisingly, Theo just, she kind of laughs and just like, I was wondering how I got caught. She kind of takes it really well. And I remember in my last episode, I'm just like, well, is she trying to form some type of revenge against Arabella? But she didn't even know Arabella was the one that ratted her out. So I'm just wondering, now she knows this information, like, can we trust Theo? Anywho, I'm guessing here in the hotep speak, Theo is just inspired to quit. And she lets Arabella know this. Before Arabella really responds to that, Terry walks in the room and asks where Kwame is. She's like, well, I put him in the room with Egyptian Bay. And she's like, he said he was taking a break. She's like, yeah, but I saw him on Grindr earlier. And she's like, but he's taking a break. I'm wondering how, did Terry even clock that? Because he didn't tell her yet. Anywho, Terry finally opens the door and Kwame just rushes out. And poor Egyptian Bay, he didn't know what was going on. He just wants to get out of there. Kwame is kind of just frantic and he looks like he wants to kick Arabella's ass. And then Terry puts him to the side. They go in the bathroom and talk about it. He finally tells Terry what happened to him. And Terry's like, you really need to tell Arabella this. And he's like, well, I want to, but he feels like it's been hard to get her attention these days, and I'm guessing because she's distracted by social media a lot, that he just feels like she doesn't really have time to listen to him about it. Terry says, yeah, but you need to tell her. And he assures Terry that he's going to tell her the next day. So afterward, they're cleaning the house, party's over. Next day, we see Arabella back at work at Happy Animals. She's doing a live stream with 13,000 people in the room. She's going on script until she pulls her wig off, gets a bucket of chicken, takes a big bite out of it, and is like, fried chicken. Now, I get what she was trying to do, but she didn't have to say it like that. Fried chicken. Chicken, chicken, chicken. I don't know. I didn't like that part. But yeah, I see what she was trying to do. And that's how it ends. Basically, not allowing herself to be exploited on their terms. And it looks like, she goes viral after that. So I'm not sure if she still gets paid, but that brought a lot of awareness with that one clip. So yeah, that's where the episode ends. I really enjoyed this episode. It was one of the lighter episodes because a lot of these episodes have been heavy and triggering. But yeah, love it. Gave some more character development to a bunch of characters. Love that about this show. The revelation with Terry telling Simon to leave her, I really can't wait to see how that unfolds. I can't wait to see Arabella's reaction to Kwame being sexually assaulted as well. So yeah, episode 8. Today's Sunday, so episode 8 comes out tomorrow. I'm going out of town for my birthday, so I'm gonna try to get to it. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you as always for listening to me talk about this show. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you guys soon.